Temporarily from sunny Orlando, Florida, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, May 27th, 2016. Silver is trading at $16.25 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,220 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $472. Antiwar.com reports the Pentagon on Thursday reiterated that U.S. Special Forces on the ground in Syria are in a purely non-combat role despite a new spate of photographs showing the troops embedded with Kurdish YPG troops in combat operations. The photos showed the U.S. Green Berets wearing the insignia of the Kurdish YPG on their uniform, likely to be a topic of contention with U.S. ally Turkey, who considers the YPG to be a terrorist organization. Pentagon officials say it is fairly common for U.S. troops to wear other factions' insignia. Pentagon spokesman Peter Cook said that U.S. Special Forces are aiming to blend in with the community to enhance their own protection by wearing the Kurdish insignia, while Colonel Steve Warren said it was a sign of partnership with the Kurds. The exact number of U.S. ground troops in Syria is not a matter of public record, though Cook did concede that the number has escalated from the initial deployment of 50 troops. President Obama signed off on another 250 troops earlier this month, and Pentagon officials were angling for more almost immediately thereafter. Pentagon officials have twice confirmed U.S. troops inside Syria participated in Kurdish combat operations above and beyond the engagement shown in the new photographs. Despite this, the official narrative that they would never participate in combat operations remains unchanged, with some officials seemingly determined to keep up the pretense at all cost.
For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports at least 17 people who became trapped in an underground cave in southeast Kentucky amid rising floodwaters on Thursday were rescued. 15 explorers and 2 police officers became trapped in the Hidden River Cave in Horse Cave, Kentucky on Thursday evening. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin said that they had been rescued, adding all explorers in Horse Cave, Kentucky have been safely rescued. Kudos to local law enforcement and dive teams for their prompt response. Officials reported that the trapped tourists were members of a college group that had taken an expedition earlier in the day.
In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake Security Company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? Will anybody care? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores.
Reuters reports American screening delays have caused more than 70,000 American Airlines passengers and 40,000 checked bags to miss their flights this year, according to an executive for the airline who was speaking to a U.S. congressional subcommittee on Thursday. A shortage of staff and a surge in air travelers have created a nightmare scenario for the TSA, with airport wait times in places like Chicago stretching beyond 2 hours. While TSA is taking steps to shorten lines, such as hiring more full-time officers, it lacks the staffing to handle peak travel times this summer, according to Administrator Peter Neffinger on Wednesday. American Airlines Incorporated Senior Vice President for Customer Experience, Carrie Filipovich, said that American Airlines, the world's largest airline, wants TSA to create a senior internal role focused on traveler concern. The request comes days after Neffinger shook up TSA's management, removing the head of security operations, Kelly Hogan. Filipovich also recommended that TSA consider reinstating a risk-based screening program that it canceled last year because of high-profile lapses. In the program, officers trained to detect irregular behavior would pull unsuspicious travelers randomly into pre-check lanes that can process people faster as they do not remove their shoes and other belongings. TSA has projected it will screen 740 million people at U.S. airports this year, some 15% more than in 2013, despite a 12% cut in its staff. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.